On today's video, I'm taking you on a tour through Trinity Falls. We'll be diving into everything you need to know about the latest updates with Highland homes, including their options across 40, 50, and 70-foot lots, plus their townhomes, for a variety of lifestyle and budgets. I'll break down current pricing, highlight available inventory, and give you an inside look at some of the new developments popping up in the neighborhood. We'll also explore the amazing amenities right here in the community, from parks and trails to gathering spaces that really make Trinity Falls feel like home.
So that makes sense.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another video today. You join me over here at Trinity Falls in McKinney, Texas. I am gonna be reviewing Highland homes today, talking about their townhomes, 40-foot lots, their new Artisan 50-foots that are coming soon and actually about to start pre-selling here, and then finishing up on these 70-foot lots and giving you guys the updates on this new development and kind of what things look like. It's been a few months, been more than a few months since I've been out here at Trinity Falls. So there is a little bit more built on this back section. The last neighborhood tour I did through here, if you look back on my channel, they had just started breaking ground kind of over on this back section behind where the fire station is, going with their 40-foot lots. And then also they opened up, actually just a few years ago, Fraser Elementary, which is relatively new, but they're going back a little bit further in this development. The first place that we're gonna head over is gonna be the 40-foot lots. Now, this whole community is about 1,700 acres. 450 acres of it is going to be open green space, walking trails, amenities, dog parks, all that kind of jazz. I will say, for the amount the HOA cost at $375 per quarter and $1,500 annually for the 40s, 50s, and 70s, they're all going to be about the same, but I think it's a pretty good price compared to some of the other HOAs I come across for the amount of amenities that are within this neighborhood. You're gonna get tons of stuff within here. You're gonna be able to kayak within the ponds. There's dog parks. There's a couple of amenity centers. One of the amenity centers, the Lodge, is actually a $10 million development in it of itself. So there's plenty of activities you can do around there, plenty of parks to kind of hang around. And you've got walking trails all over the place. So if you are looking for more of the lifestyle, Trinity Falls is gonna fit in line with that. I would say the only other amenities that it's really missing is maybe a lagoon that you see in some of the other big master plan communities like Windsong Ranch or some of the Megatel communities that are bringing in those big lagoons. But this one is really awesome with the amount of amenities that are kind of all over the place within here. I don't think you can kind of go wrong with this neighborhood if you're looking for that lifestyle. The 40-foot lots that are getting built right now, they're gonna be starting at the 460s. Now there's only like one lot available in here. They're gonna be pushing a little bit further back later on. The only lot sizes that they're done with are gonna be the 50-foot classic, but they do have the 50-foot Artisans getting built. Now the prices that they're starting at, the 40s are gonna be starting at $460,000. The Artisan Home Series 50-foot lots are gonna be starting at $580,000. And then the 70-foot lots are gonna be starting at the $860,000 mark. We're now back into the section of the 40-foot lots in here. You're also gonna have Perry Homes and Coventry building within this section of the neighborhood and other parts of the neighborhood as well. You also have the builder Chesmar in here, but there's a few builders within this neighborhood just because it's so big. So they're gonna have a variety. Also on this section of the neighborhood where these 40-foot lots are getting built, there's also a rental home community, and that is gonna be Tricon at Trinity Falls. So this development that's kind of just right next to this area where the 40-foot lots are getting built is gonna be a rental community right behind here. So you're pretty close to that. So whether or not you wanna be around that type of thing, it's not a huge deal. It's all in the same development, so it is still a part of Trinity Falls, but just know you are going to be backed up to more of renters rather than people actually owning their home. And that's behind these houses here. So you'll see some homes are available. You got this home over on the left side. That's a Coventry home. You also got a Highland home that's a little bit further down. That's at, I think that one's in inventory at $499,000. The other thing I want to mention real quick before we jump into some of the floor plans and the plat map is going to be the tax rate in here. So this is zoned for Collin County, but there's going to be two different MUD districts within Trinity Falls. So you're gonna have the first mud district that's gonna be at 2.35%, and that's gonna be like phase 1 through phase 3 or phase 4. Everyone at the beginning of the community, or maybe that bought into phase 1, or maybe they're buying a pre-owned. Either way, that section of the neighborhood kind of at the front is gonna be at 2.35%, and then you're gonna have mud number 2, which is gonna be everything on the back side of this neighborhood, which is gonna be at 2.4%. Now, since this neighborhood is within a mud, as more people move in, that mud is gonna start decreasing over time. So that's why you find that the mud district 1 is gonna be a little bit cheaper, just because more people have bought out within that area. And then you're gonna have a little bit higher on the mud district 2, because not as many people, they're still building out multiple phases in here, and they're headed back towards their phase 7. Some of the floor plans in here for the 40-foot lots, their smallest floor plan is going to be the Grayton. That's a 3 to 4 bed. You could do a 1 to 2 story on that, 2 to 3 bath. You could do a half bath as well. 2-car garage, 1,597 square feet, starting at $467,000. The biggest 1-story plan is going to be the Hilton. That's going to be a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,683 square feet, 2-car garage, starting at $482,000. Their smallest 2-story plan is going to be the Grayson. That is a 3 to 4 bed. You also can do a 1-story or up to a 2-story with that one. 2 to 3 bath, 2-car garage, 1,612 square feet, starting at $475,000. And then the biggest 2-story is going to be the Worthington plan. That is a 3 to 5 bed, 2 to 4 bath. You could do a half bath, 2-car garage, 2,333 square feet, starting at $540,000. And for their inventory homes right now, they're gonna have 9 inventory homes on their website. They're gonna have some homes that are available right now at $499,000, like the Kimberly plan, and then they're gonna have some plans that are gonna be available May 2025, and those homes are like the Grayton, the Warrenton, and the Belmont plan. Those prices are ranging from 580s up to $623,000. So you have a range in here at $500,000, and then you're gonna have stuff up to $630,000 on their inventory. Here is also the Plat map on what's getting built right now and what that looks like. So over in this section, you're gonna have yellow is available, orange is quick move-in, red is coming soon, and the gray is gonna be what's sold. And as you can see from the map, there are a few quick move-ins coming, and there's only gonna be 1 lot left in this section right now before they start moving over to another section that's going to be an available build from scratch. But the rest in here is either going to be sold or there's going to be quick move-ins. They do have one that's coming soon here in a little bit, but it looks like they're kind of on the foundation of it, so it might be some time before they actually list that one up. But most of those things are going to be like April 2025, but they got a few that are actually current right now that you can walk through. And back in this section on where the 40-foot lots are, you're not going to be around the amenity centers. Maybe they add in one other park. I was actually talking with the sales agent, and I was like, hey, if they go up a little bit further back here, you're going to add more amenity centers. And she was like, no, we don't think we are, but you could see some other parks as well going a little bit further back. Just know that in this section right now, you're going to be further away from the big amenity centers that everyone kind of wants to be around. Even with some of these 50-foots that are over in here, you're just a little bit further away from the amenity center, so you're probably most likely going to be driving to that. But this neighborhood is so big, it's got nice walking trails. You could find yourself also being able to walk over to that section where the ponds are, where the dog park is, and some of those other things to kind of hang around with your family or friends. And now we're going to head back to the new phase that are going to be coming in. I walked in and talked with the 50-foot lot sales agent, and she did let me know that they were opening up pre-sale. They finally got the green light on the 50-foot lots, the Artisan Series. So like I was saying earlier, the Classic Series are done. The Artisan Series is what they're going to be bringing in next. And the Artisan Series it kind of looks more like a 40-foot lot than a 50-foot lot, but it's still going to give you that nice space that sometimes a 50-foot lot is going to give you a little bit better than a 40-foot lot. Maybe a little bit bigger on the backyard, but once again, we're talking about smaller spaces. So if you care about the backyard, even in the 70-foot lots in here, not going to be really big. And if you do come across a lot that does have a big backyard, there's most likely going to be a pretty big premium on that, just because within this neighborhood I find that the backyard spaces are really not that good, because of course they're trying to pack in as many homes as possible. Right before we get up to Trinity Falls Parkway, they do have McKinney Fire Station number 10, and they also have a Children's Lighthouse preschool within here. They have another kiddie academy also getting built over on this section, but there are going to be preschools within here. You are going to have the elementary schools, and then a little bit further back, and I say elementary schools plural because right now they have Fraser Elementary, opened up 2 years ago, but they had to change up some of the zoning, and I guess some of the kids, so there was just too many kids within Trinity Falls, so some of the kids got zoned back to Naomi Press Elementary, which is outside of this neighborhood, and now they're going to be building on the south side of this neighborhood another elementary school. So you will have 2 elementary schools within Trinity Falls. I don't know the exact timeline on the next elementary school, but a little bit further back here is where they have a future McKinney ISD. Now, what the land looks like and what it's going to be set up for, and what I imagine it's going to be, is a middle school. I did also ask the sales agent, hey, is this going to be a middle school? Is this going to be an elementary school or a high school? And she's like, well, for this land and kind of what it looks like right now, my guess is that it's going to be a middle school. And they're also going to have some commercial up here as well. So it's going to have commercial stuff over on this side. Now, you could also see some apartments getting built up along the Collin County Outer Loop, because that is also what's going to connect really close to here. So this area being right off like 121, 75, and also connected with the Collin County Outer Loop, set up in a really good area to be a commuter. Now, if you are having to commute down to Frisco, it's going to be a little bit more, but if you're just commuting down into Allen and over into maybe Melissa, not too bad of a drive. This is where the next phase is coming into. It says that the road is closed, but we'll drive in here anyway. It looks like they've got it kind of all done. This is where the Artisan Series are going to come. I think they're going to have some other lot sizes also going within here. I think the 70s might be getting pushed back somewhere else as well. But this is where the new section, now we're just getting further north into this neighborhood. Right now, nothing has started in here. They don't even have a plat map on their website right now. I expect that to be coming within the next 2 months, but they did say that they were going to start pre-selling. On their website, they don't have prices, but they did have prices when I walked into the model home for the Classic Series, but that's the old model home. I'm sure they'll build another model home for the Artisan, maybe somewhere over in this section, but maybe not. But for their smallest one story, they have the Glenhurst. That's going to be a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,842 square feet, 2-car garage starting at $584,000. The biggest one-story plan is going to be the Newport, which is a new plan that they're just coming out with. That's a 3 to 4 bed, 2 to 4 bath, or 1/2 bath, 2 to 3 car garage starting at $638,000. And then their smallest 2-story plan is going to be the Richmond. That's a 3 to 5 bed, 3 to 4 bath, 2-car garage, 2,593 square feet starting at $640,000. And then their biggest 2-story plan is going to be the Cambridge. That's going to be a 4 to 5 bed, 4 to 5 bath. You could do up to 2 half baths within there, 2-car garage, and the size is going to be 2,960 square feet starting at $686,000. So maybe those 1-story floor plans, after you've priced in your lot premium, after you've done your structure upgrades and the design center, you're probably going to be sitting somewhere around the 620s to 680s, maybe even higher up into the 700s if you're going to do like that Newport plan with the 3-car garage. I know a lot of people like 3-car garages, and it is hard to come across a 1-story plan with also a 3-car garage that's going to give you a good amount of space within it. And then for the 2-story plans, you're probably going to be somewhere in the mid 7s. You might be able to get away with low 7s depending on the incentives, the design center selections, and things like that. But my guess is that after you price things out, you could even be up into the 800K mark depending on what the premiums are going to be. That's the 50-foot lots. We now skip over 60 foots because they're not doing 60 foots in here for Highland Homes. It jumps to 70-foot lots, and the 70-foot lots are going to kind of be back in that section we were just at. I decided to jump over here just so I did it in order from 40s to 50s to 70s, and then I guess we're going to jump back to even smaller 22-foot lots. But those are the townhomes, and the townhomes are done in here for Highland Homes, so they're just down to their inventory. That's why I'm saving that for the last thing, is because they don't even have the ability to build from, or they're not even doing like a build from scratch. It's just going to be inventory homes, which might give some opportunity for people to be able to get a little bit of a better deal, especially now that we're going into winter. Interest rates have spiked back up. Some of these builders are just offering even more incentives right now on some of these inventory homes, whether that be with the rate they're offering or the price that or the discounted price. But you got a lot of builders right now that are saying things like, if you close on an inventory home, we're going to give you X amount back at closing, or this interest rate if you close before the end of the year. So you'll start seeing more of that advertising coming into play over the next few months. And the road that we're back on is Trinity Falls Parkway. We're going to go back in this section on Olympic Crossing. So this is the way that we just took to get over to those 40-foot lots, but also in this area is where the 70-foot lots are at. Now the 70-foot lots are kind of in a small section. They're also by the 60-foot lots that Drees Custom Homes is doing, and also Chesmar. Drees Custom also has some 70-foot lots in here, but this back section is where these 70-foot lots are going to be at. If you want to be in a quiet area of the neighborhood and not around all the traffic and more around the trees and not having a neighbor behind you, this 70-foot lot section here is going to be pretty quiet. There are a good bit of lots that are also going to be backed up to a tree line or a creek. The only thing I say with that is, yes, you get the privacy, but just know that during the summer and the spring, you are going to have a lot more bugs or wasps or just possibly animals on the backside of the home. I mean, you do get the privacy. This section in here is where the 70-foot lots are going to be. These 70-foot lots are going to be starting at $860,000, but there's only one lot available left to build in here. On the left side, you got 60-foot lots. On this right side is where the 70-foot lots are, but there's just 2 Highland homes that are available. But I'm going to get to the back section here where more of the 70-foot lots, so you can kind of see what the elevations look like. And you're going to see a mix of homes. So some of these homes are going to be Highland homes, some of them are going to be Drees Customs, but they've got this one available, they've got this one, they've got a good amount of inventory available, and I'll get into those details here in a second. But for their smallest 1-story plan on the 70-foot lots, that's going to be the 272 plan. That'll be a 4-bed, 3 to 4 bath. You can do 1 half bath, 3-car garage, 3,104 square feet, starting at $861,000. And then for their biggest 1-story plan is the Treviso plan. That is a 4-bed, 4 bath, 2 half baths, 3 to 4 car garage, 3,646 square feet, starting at $975,000. And their smallest 2-story plan is going to be the 279. That is a 4 to 5 bed, 4 to 5 full baths, 3-car garage, 3,810 square feet, starting at $970,000. And their biggest 2-story plan is the 817. That's a 4 to 5 bed, 4 to 5 full baths, 2 half baths, 3-car garage, 4,789 square feet, starting at $1,090,000. Their inventory right now, they have some that are available. They have some that are going to be coming in January and February of 2025. Those prices range from on the low end at $900,000 all the way up to $1,396,000. That one that's at $1,396,000 is going to be that 817 plan. So you are going to be on the top of the market if you're buying a 70-foot lot at 1.3, almost 1.4 in this neighborhood. I think there is a little bit of a better deal for that, the homes in here that are 70-foot lots, sub $1 million. But you might not get the amount of beds you want. But there is a good amount of space within these homes when it comes to the kitchen. And a lot of these 70-foot lots in here are going to have the double doors on the entryway, which is really nice. A lot of people like that. So I'm glad they have added on just about, I feel like almost all of them in here have it. There's a couple that have single doors, but for the most part, it seems like the Highland homes did a good job putting the double doors on the entryway. And then down this road here, back in this cul-de-sac, is where you're gonna have one lot remaining to build from scratch. So here's the plat map. You're gonna see yellow is available, orange is the quick move-in, red is coming soon, and the gray is what's gonna be sold. But it is a small little quiet area back in here where the 70-foot lots are. And then this is that one available lot that they have left. for the 70 foots. That's backed up to a field right now. So some at the beginning of this section of the 70-foot lots, most of them had like a tree line. The 70-foot lots more on this northwest section are gonna have an actual field behind it, which I would imagine more stuff is gonna be built out behind you. So right now you don't have a neighbor on the backside, but that could change. Unlike these homes here that are further down this cul-de-sac, where they actually have a tree line behind them. Some of these still have a field behind them, but some of them actually have a tree line with some privacy on the backside. So just depending on which one you pick, it may have a tree line behind it, it may not. The backyard spaces are gonna suck though. So even though you get that wide lot, you would imagine that my backyard's gonna be at a 70-foot lot, but over in this section, no, they're not gonna be that good. And they're also gonna be wrought iron fences. You're not gonna get a wrought iron fence if you're actually behind a neighbor with you. You get the wrought iron fence if it's just backed up to a creek or a tree line. So in that scenario, you may not get as much privacy, but you're not gonna have a neighbor exactly right behind you. I find that you actually might have more privacy being up on a retaining wall than being up against a tree line with a wrought iron fence. Even though there's no one behind you on the wrought iron fence, I still feel like you're exposed in a way because people can kind of still see through and you don't have that wood. And now we're headed over to the last section I'm gonna mention for this video, which is gonna be the Highland home patio homes and the villas. Both of these style of homes are gonna be attached paired homes in rows of like 3 or 4. And for the villas, some of them are gonna come with backyard space, but it's gonna be the side ones. So if you're picking a villa that's, you know, in the middle of like the section of townhomes, it's not gonna have a backyard space with it. You're just gonna have a shared wall between both of your neighbors. If you're buying the end cap of a villa, you are gonna have a backyard, and that backyard space is actually gonna be bigger than the patio homes. Now the patio homes in here are gonna have the front yard be a little cement pad with just a sliver of grass. So if you do have a pet, a dog, right, and you do need them to have like some type of outside space, just know that if you're picking one of the patio homes, you are gonna have that space, but it is gonna be very, very small. The end cap on the villas are gonna be a little bit bigger, and you can see that with this here. So this is a villa that you're looking at, but the backyard space is actually somewhat decent. But then you have these homes that are in the middle and they're not gonna have a backyard space with them. The garages are on the back side of the home within the alleyways, and then down this other road is where you're gonna have the rest of the inventory on the patio homes. Now the inventory on these patio homes, they're sitting on 6 of them right now, and they're all really down this row. So you can see these patio homes, some of them have a stairway going up to them, some of them don't, but they're calling it a patio home even though the patio's at the front, so it's kind of more of a porch area. But there's maybe I don't even really know if there's a small, no, I don't even think, there's really not a small sliver of grass. You maybe have just a little bit of flower bedding, but if you do have a dog, you're probably more likely gonna turn that area into some type of turf than just leaving it as the pad. But you do technically have like a fenced in area if you do have a dog. I know that sometimes people buying townhomes have some sort of dog that need a little bit of space. Or if you're buying a patio home and it's an end cap, you are gonna have a little bit more like those villas rather than buying in one. Now the price ranges on these, you're gonna have stuff at the low end at $420,000 all the way up to $466,000. However, they are selling their model home patio right now at $500,000. Buying at $500,000, you are gonna be at the top of the market with that. So I don't know if I would necessarily buy the model home, even though it is going to have all the upgrades within it. I think I'm more in favor of buying one that's at like the 430, 420 in that mark within there, just being at a little bit at the lower end value with the townhomes. And then the villas are going to be a little bit cheaper in general. Those are going to be at $415,000, but they're down to their last 2 that are available in there. And that's going to be it for the townhomes that they're building in this neighborhood. So once they complete these inventory homes, that's going to be about it for them. And for the school district in here, it is going to be zoned for McKinney ISD. That's going to be Fraser Elementary, Johnson Middle School, and McKinney North High School. The commute out of here down to Dallas is going to be 40 minutes. The DFW airport is gonna be 40 minutes. Frisco is gonna be 30 minutes away. Fort Worth is gonna be an hour and 7 minutes away. The nearest grocery store is gonna be 10 minutes away, and the hospital is gonna be 10 minutes away. And that is gonna do it for today's video. So if you guys have any questions about Trinity Falls or buying with Highland Homes, or maybe some of the other builders, or you just started your home search for the McKinney area, please send me a text or give me a call. Would love to work with you and your family on your home search. Other than that, peace out, y'all, and take it easy as always. Thanks for checking out my channel and watching that video. I got more videos floating around here. If you're in the market to buy or sell real estate in the DFW area, contact me. I will be happy to answer any of your questions. Besides that, bye.